Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? A happy Thursday to you. No, the bus was not late. No, I was not enjoying a Cutwater. All the conspiracy theories going on in the chat there. We were just a little bit late for different reasons, one of which is Jordan Kaye already being in Seattle. He's reporting a couple stories for you, for BroncoNationNews.com. We'll get into that. Also, with Boise State's practice and interview time today, it really only worked to have the show at 9:45 today, so apologize that we're a little late. I did put it on Twitter. I forgot to update the time on YouTube, so for those of you that have been waiting for 45 minutes for the show to start, I appreciate it. And but no, we was not enjoying a Cutwater at 9:30 on a Saturday or on a Thursday morning. Maybe tonight at 5 o'clock, though, Jordan Kaye, as I watch UCF. They're going to be playing on FS1 tonight at 5 o'clock in their season opener. They're hosting the mighty squad of Kent State, and that is a 30-plus point spread, I believe, tonight. Also looking forward to hearing Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit on the call for Florida at Utah tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN. So 11 games on the docket tonight, Jordan. My alma mater, the Kansas Jayhawks, will be playing Friday night, tomorrow night, so I'll make sure I find somewhere in Seattle to watch that. Your Arizona State squad is one of the 11 games tonight. Southern Utah heading down to play Arizona State tonight in Tempe. So 11 games tonight, 6 or 7 games tomorrow, and then obviously Boise State takes center stage on ABC 1:30 on Saturday. But greetings, Jordan. How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing good, man. It's football season. We're excited. You are already up in Seattle. Give us the lowdown why you went up there early. If folks were watching the subscriber show yesterday, they caught wind of that. Some weren't, but you are working on a cool couple stories up there in Seattle.
Yeah, trying to get a couple things done later today. Going to meet with Jalen Clark's mom and in Tacoma and kind of get an idea more of, what makes Jalen Clark, the confident guy that we know. So that'll be fun coming up later today. Just posted our film study. If anyone kind of needs another lowdown on Washington, put in 6 different clips and was able to show those things to a lot of the coaches and players. And they kind of broke it down for me. I mean, there's a lot of football stuff, the intricacies that, I'm a little oblivious to. And so it's always nice to have guys that are watching it every day break it down for you. And so I thought that turned out well. So go check that out on BNN.
Yeah, we're working on the videos show up. We're still working on making them a little more fan-friendly, reader-friendly, I guess. We may have to put those into YouTube next week, but I'm still working on that. Just haven't had enough time to figure that out. But there are links. And yes, if you're a subscriber, go to BroncoNationNews.com. And this was a really cool idea that you did, Jordan, and hopefully folks will check it out. But you essentially watched film, so to speak, with a couple of the coaches and players. You just showed them a couple clips on your phone, but said, what is Washington doing here? What did the other team not do here? And then you got their insight, heading into here. So the clips are on there. Then folks can read Eric Chenander, DeMario Warren, Tim Keene, some of the coaches. You also got some players in there as well. But what stood out to you, whether it be specific plays or just things in general that the coaches and players talked about while watching the film of the Huskies?
Yeah, I thought what was interesting is the Washington scheme really isn't all that intricate. It's mostly like the same couple plays over and over again, but they make them look so different. And that's a lot of what Bush Hamden is trying to do too at Boise State, is like, hey, we can have, our set plays that our guys know super well, but the way that Talon calls them out, it changes where the receivers lines up. It changes where the tight ends line up. So you're running the same concept, but it just looks so different to the defense. And, you saw that on film, and even the coaches talked about it. They'd watch the clip for 10 seconds and be like, oh, that's the same, like they're running the same play that you just showed me. And I was like, it doesn't look anything like each other. And they're like, yeah, that's all they do. It's the same stuff. And so it's going to be huge for guys like DJ Schramm and Dimitri Washington to be able to identify that right away, call it out, and then understand what's happening. And then, Boise State's coaches to make adjustments, after the first drive, after the second drive, at halftime. That's the thing I think is most interesting. We hear so much about this Washington offense, and really it's just they make things look different.
I saw one of the comments that DeMario Warren, like right when he started showing it, he said, "Oh, here's the same play." And he could tell right away what they were going to do. So, go on if you're a subscriber, BroncoNationNews.com, and check that out. Also, FYI, there were a couple of you that didn't get the link for whatever reason, didn't get the email with the link to the subscriber show last night. I went ahead and created a story asset on BroncoNationNews.com and dropped in the link to the subscriber show. So if you are a subscriber, just go to the BroncoNationNews.com homepage, click on the story there that says watch the show, and then the YouTube video is in there. But if you want to sign up, you can still sign up for a subscription. Obviously, we'd love to have you, and then you'll have access to watch that show from last night, 2+ hours. Jordan, we ended up about 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think we set a BNN record. We had 6 different guests in addition to myself. 2 different times we had 5 guests on at once, which I think is a new record for us. So it was a lot of fun last night. You and Johnny helped finish up the show with Bang there at the end of the show. And so had a lot of fun. Appreciate all the subscribers that watched the show. Hope you enjoyed it. I know Johnny was being a little facetious when he said it was worth the $50 by itself just to watch the show, but we had a lot of fun. There was a lot of insight, and I thought it was an awesome way to kind of unofficially kick off the season. So again, we still have that promo code Game Week. Just go to the yearly subscription option. It says, do you have a coupon? You click on it, you type in Game Week. It knocks $20 off your total, brings the 1 year total down to $50, less than $1 a week for exclusive articles, exclusive columns from Mike Prater. He'll be having a column Saturday evening after the game. That'll be for subscriber only. And then all the exclusive shows. Looking to maybe do something like that kind of monthly, Jordan. Maybe not that big of a thing, but some sort of monthly subscriber only show. Where they're the only ones that can ask the questions in the comments and get some of the insights. So looking forward to that. And again, Game Week is the promo code. Go in, subscribe, $50 for the whole year, and then you'll be able to have access to watch the show from last night if you missed it. It was a lot of fun. Bronco Blameyer chiming in here. I appreciate you watching, Bronco. Jordan, talking with the coaches and players, would you say the mood of the team was confident coming into the matchup?
I wouldn't say confident. Maybe confidence the word. I think they understand how tough these dudes are to play, but I think that they realize, like, as long as they don't get tripped up with, Washington's offense, the window dressing, all the shifts, all the moches, if they don't get tripped up with that, they're like, this isn't that complicated. And then, the other thing with Washington's defense, I look at those 2 edge guys and I think Boise State hasn't played someone like this or 2 guys like this in, at least the last year. And, what Garrett Kern was saying to me, and as he's watching clips of this guy just blow up the left tackle from UCLA and just destroy the guys from Texas, he's like, well, how much different is that than what we're seeing every day with Ahmed Hassani? And I was like, I don't know. I would think a lot, but he's like, no, we're like, we think we see this every day. And so how much better is this guy really going to be? Those are my words, but
yeah,
that's kind of interesting to me. They're not thinking that these guys are, they're going up against Superman here. They think that, hey, this guy isn't that much better than Ahmed. We face Ahmed every day, therefore we can face this guy.
Which you
So
have to have. If you're a competitor, you have to have that kind of belief. You're not going to go up there thinking they have no chance to win. Players are always confident is what I would say. And we're going to talk to Taylon Green and a couple other players today, and we'll get maybe a little more feeling on that.
But yeah, I don't think it was I think they were confident.
Let's see. Vlad says, tweaking my prediction a little bit. Touchdown and 3 field goals. He's got 42-16 as his final score. His main goal is he's praying they come out of the matchup with no injuries for the rest of the season. Dennis says we are going there to win. Let's see. Perry was asking when the team arrives in Seattle tomorrow. I believe early afternoon. They'll do a little walkthrough in the morning. We're actually scheduled to talk to Andy Avalos about 9:30 tomorrow down on the field. They'll do a short little walkthrough and then board the buses, head to the airport, and fly over to Seattle. They'll probably get there noon, 1 o'clock Seattle time, about 24 hours prior to kickoff. As we said, Jordan's up there working on a story with Jalen Clark's mother. Some other cool stuff we're working on as well. So stay tuned. Bronco Nation News has you covered, and we'll throw a quick plug in there. As of now, we're looking at about noon Boise time, noon Mountain time for the pregame show. Noon to 1 is the scheduled pregame show time on Saturday, the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. We got a couple one-on-one interviews with some players and coaches that we've saved. We're going to have Jordan chiming in probably from the field with an update down there. We'll be a lot going on. We'll have hopefully show you the sights and sounds of Montlake and all the boats that are tailgating out over the water and all the different the BAA party going on. So we're going to get there bright and early. We're going to make Jordan cut his Friday night a little short and get some rest so we can be there bright and early on Saturday. And we're carpooling, so when I tell him we're leaving bright and early, he's going to be ready to go. And we're going to have all kinds of pregame footage for you, and hoping the pregame show really gets you amped up. So plan on around noon Mountain Time on Saturday, 11 a.m. In Seattle. We'll go live with the pregame show, Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. And again, if you have a smart TV, I don't know where you're watching us on YouTube, on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, but if you have the YouTube app on your TV, it's just like you're turning on KTVB or ESPN or whatever. Just go to the YouTube app on your TV, and then you type Bronco Nation News in there. You can see the show right there, and you can watch us full screen. What would be better than watching me and Jordan full screen on your 70-inch TV? But we'll be full screen. Just click on the YouTube app on your smart TV, and that's the easiest way to watch us. I know a lot of folks do that, but if you're unfamiliar with that, if you have a smart TV, YouTube app, and then you can watch us full screen there on the pregame show. And then after the game as well, flip right back over. You'll watch the game. You flip back over on the postgame show, and we'll be live as well with the postgame show. We'll have interviews with Coach Avalos, some players. Jordan will pop on, give his insight. We may get Mike Sanford to pop on for a few minutes remotely with his insight. We got a lot of stuff we're working on, but that postgame show is going to be a lot of fun as well. We are broadcasting from the Cutwater Studios. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Make sure you pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. There wouldn't be a Bronco Nation News without rowpaint.com. So go support our friends Andy Rowe and company. They just did the concrete coating for Leon Rice on his garage, and they could do the same for you. One day, 5 times stronger than epoxy. They'll come out for free and check it out, roepaint.com, and give you that estimate. The fall kickoff sale, Lithia Ford of Boise, a week from tomorrow, next Friday. Lithia Ford of Boise is giving away 4 tickets to the UCF game. If you want to go to the UCF game, 4 tickets next Friday, 9 a.m. Lithia Ford of Boise is giving them away. Just come, hang out, say hello, meet Jay Tust and I. Lithia Florida Boise, 9 a.m. We might have to do it a little later. I think it's going to be 11 a.m. actually. 11 a.m. next Friday because we're talking to Andy. But if you want to try to win 4 tickets to the UCF game, just come on out to Lithia Florida Boise. Jay and I will be there 11 a.m. for a broadcast from the back of an F-150 Lightning. But Lithia Florida Boise is giving away the tickets. I think Jim's going to do a trivia contest or something for those that are in attendance. If we get enough people that show up, we'll put names in a hat or figure something out. But that's 11 a.m. next Friday at Lithia Florida Boise. Idaho Central Credit Union. If you missed the Tyson Degenhart show 2 nights ago, go back and watch it. Tim Duryea, Mike Burns, Tyson. It was awesome. Thanks again to the Esports Arena for having us out. The Esports team having us out at the Esports Arena. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. They are our road trip sponsor, so they're paying for Jordan to already be up there in Seattle. I'll be joining him tomorrow. And looking forward to getting up there. And again, our road trip coverage sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union. Find a branch near you. The mobile online banking is just so easy. I was moving some money around earlier this morning and yesterday, and it's just so easy. So check it out, IdahoCentralCreditUnion.com, and you will not be disappointed if you make the switch to our friends over at ICCU. I know you got in kind of late last night, not much going on yet, but any kind of sense yet, Jordan, from people in Seattle, the early buzz about this game up there?
At the one restaurant I went to at Kirkland at 9:30, there was no buzz. I did see two Boise State people hopping off my on the rental car shuttle. So that was interesting.
Fans?
So yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Oh yeah. Not like
they're already heading up early. Yeah, they got
two fans. Yeah, I saw they were renting a car. They had their Boise State neck pillow and their Boise State water bottle. So they were ready to go. So I think over these next 36 hours, fans are going to start trickling into Seattle.
It's Keaton says, me and the guys are headed up tomorrow, the yearly tradition. Yeah. Kurt said, you and me on a big screen is a scary, scary thought, and I agree. Rudy says, somebody get Jordan a Seattle's best coffee, man.
That's going to come in about 30 minutes.
Let's see. Jordan said, best Tyson Degenhardt show to date, a must watch. Vlad saying his reason for the blowout is 6 or 7 players on Washington's team. They might not lose a regular season game. Kurt's got 38-32. And by the way, we are going to be giving away a $25 gift card to the James during the pregame show / postgame show. So we'll take your official score predictions on the pregame show again, noon Saturday on the BNN YouTube channel. During the pregame show live from Husky Stadium, you can get your score predictions in, and whoever gets the closest score prediction gets a $25 gift card to the James Kitchen and Bar, and you can come pick it up from us at the UCF game the following week, or we'll mail it to you if you're not in the Boise area, but obviously you need to be in the Boise area to use this. But excited about our partnership with the James. We'll be there again for the pre- and post-game for the home games. And every game we'll be doing a guess the score prediction sponsored by the James and giving away some stuff. So you got to join us on the pregame show. Curtis says, brother and I headed up to Seattle tomorrow. Excited for the game. I'm flying up tomorrow about noon or so as well. So maybe we'll see some of you in the airport. Would love to chat, talk to you guys as we get ready for the game on Saturday. I even hear rumors that a former BNN employee might be making the trip up there, Jordan. So looking forward to maybe seeing Colin Mitchell up there in Seattle. But he is going as a fan with friends, and he's not working.
I know. I texted him last night. Yeah, excited to see him.
Maybe we got to get a pregame interview with him or something. Maybe he just happens to be over at the one of the tailgate folks. We'll have to catch up with him and see how he's doing. But as we are now a little over 48 hours away, Jordan, from this game, we talked about the matchups and things. Last night on the season preview show. But just as we get closer to kickoff here, we've been talking about this game for 4 months, and now we're about 48 hours away, or I guess 52 hours away, whatever it is exactly. What are you focused on now? What are you thinking about? Just your thoughts, here 2 days away from this game.
God, I'm thinking about those first 8 minutes. Last year, so much hope, so much excitement for Andy Avalos' second year. And within the first 3 offensive drives, all that hope just went way to the wayside, in the dumpster. Hank Bachmeier throwing interceptions, there's turnovers. All of a sudden, everything we thought about Boise State went out the window, and you're starting to look at this team as like, what are we like? What is this? Does Andy? What is his plan? And all these questions are coming up. And that was against an Oregon State team. It ended up being very good, but we didn't, fully know it at the time. This Washington team is much better, and this environment is going to be much more hostile. What is Boise State going to do in those first couple offensive possessions? Are they going to be able to control the game? Ashton Genty and George Holani and Taylon Green having maybe a 12, 13, 14 play drive to kick off the game. All of a sudden, Husky Stadium quiets down a little bit. Boise State has momentum. I mean, if I'm a Boise State fan, that's my dream. And the fear is Washington gets the ball. Michael Penix hits Roma Dunze deep down the field, and all of a sudden Washington's got 7 points in a minute. And then how does Boise State respond?
Yeah.
How does Boise State respond? And so those first couple minutes, man, I'm trying to play it out in my head of okay, hey, what are the scenarios here that could happen? And then how does Boise State respond? So
I think it's a great point, man. I think it's a great point. Going by, remember, the Oregon State game. That's a great point. Can they weather the early storm and hang around in this game?
Yeah.
But you think back to the UCF game a couple years ago. Boise State, the game was delayed a couple hours due to weather. Boise State storms out of the gate. I think they're up 21-0 or something early on in the game. Yep. And then they got conservative. The things kind of fell apart there in the second half. A rough interception late for Hank Bachmeier, and they lose that game. But, I mean, they had that game won, and they're up 21-0, and the crowd was silent. So even if Boise State does get up, I mean, obviously this is not going to be some blowout on Boise State's side. No. And so even if they get an early lead or get some momentum, it's going to be a 4-quarter long game where they're having to hang into that. And but you'd much rather get an early lead than be down early if you had a choice.
You just got to keep it close. Or something like that. In a road environment that tough, like you're saying, UCF, it was like they had the momentum, and the fact they lost it is, at least they were in the game. That Oregon State game, it was like it was gone within 10 seconds. And then, I don't know if it's on the sideline, but I would imagine if I'm on the sideline, I'm kind of looking around like, this is not good. And that can't happen. That can't happen against this Washington team.
Yeah, Stewart says the question is, how does Washington respond when Caden Dudley takes the opening kickoff to the house?
What do our friends at Circa have the odds on that one at?
That would be pretty good. I actually wonder what that would be. I'm guessing that's plus 1,200 or something. I have no idea what that would be. The opening kickoff for
Stewart,
a touchdown.
I think you need to throw a dollar on that one.
Vlad says the talk after the game will center around the offensive and defensive lines. We need better linemen. Hire a recruiter who is an expert on the linemen. So Vlad's got some issues with the line. I don't know if your kid didn't earn a scholarship to Boise State or something or what, but I mean, obviously those are two of the bigger storylines going into the game. The offensive line, two young guys starting, Cage Casey at left tackle going against the sacks leader in the Pac-12 last year. Roger Carrion. I will say this a little, it helps a little, Jordan, that this happened a couple weeks ago. I mean, this isn't like all of a sudden Roger Carrion finds out 2 days before the game he's starting.
Which has happened before.
He's had 3 weeks during fall camp to kind of hone in on being that starting right guard, which I think is going to help. Certainly the defensive line. Again, there's a lot of questions there too, but I mean, you talked to Eric Chenander yesterday. We both did, Jordan, and he just there's this kind of quiet confidence. Like guys like Michael Callahan, they've got 18 tackles in 4 years, but they, it's because of not because they weren't good enough. There were better even better players in front of them. So I think Herbert Gums is ready to kind of show that he can be the guy, now that Scott Matlock's gone and Callahan's ready to step up. And I mean, I thought it was kind of noteworthy that Cortez Hogan's was listed as the or for the number 2 at that edge, which shows you what they think about Jaden Virgin, what they think about, Ahmed Hassanin, if a healthy Dimitri Washington. I think people forget what he can bring to the table. So Andrew Simpson, again, is he Zeke Noah? I don't know, but he's showed that he could do some things last year. And so I think there's a quiet confidence that the defense is, maybe Andy Avalos knows what he's doing. Maybe Spencer Danielson, they know what they're doing, and maybe this defense is going to be just fine.
And I will say, too, as far as the offensive line concerns, and I showed this kind of in the film study, if anyone wants to go check it out, it's like a lot of these teams that have somewhat mobile quarterbacks, those were the teams that played the best against Washington last year. Tim Keene even brought it up. I didn't even show him the clip. He's like, go watch what Arizona did with Jaden DeLaura. He's like, that guy, I mean, he would get out of something, and instead of looking to run, he was just looking downfield because someone was popping open. And the way Washington kind of schemes, I mean, its front is so lethal. But if you can, you've got a mobile quarterback like Talon who can kind of, dip and dodge and duck and get out of it a little bit, and he keeps his eyes upfield. Like, there's chaos down there. Throw the ball up. Eric McAllister's going to go get it. Prince Strong's going to go get it. That's one of those things where, even if the offensive line isn't great, like, you still have Talon. Talon can get out of sacks. He did it last year all the time. He didn't get sacked very much. And so, as bad as, as much as you want to worry about the O-line, like, they might be okay. As far as the defensive side, I really like the edges. Dimitri Washington and Ahmed Hassanin are probably going to be two of the best edges in the Mountain West. And, that's going to allow things to open up in the middle, whether Spencer Danielson maybe wants to blitz with Andrew Simpson or DJ Schramm, or can Herbert Gums get some pressure? I mean, I think they've got guys, whether they can beat the Washington offensive linemen. that's to be seen. But they have talent.
Stewart says, do you get the sense the defense is tired of hearing how bad they're going to be? I think they're tired of saying, how do I replace J.L. Skinner? How do I replace Tyreek Jones? How do I replace, Scott Matlock? I do think they're ready to move on from that stuff for sure.
I totally agree. I don't think they see all the Twitter comments or hear many of the questions or things like that as much as we think that they do. But yeah, they definitely. I think they're all confident.
And I'm going to say it like maybe Saturday when the final score is 45-3, we're saying, well, we thought there would be some problems and it looks like there is, but Andy Avalos as a defensive coordinator or a head coach has only had a bad defense 1 year. And that was the COVID year where there was a lot of weird stuff going on. The track record speaks for itself. And so if you're looking for reasons for optimism, and again, does that mean they win on Saturday? I don't know. But in terms of the season, I think there's still reason to feel fairly good about the defense. And number one is just the track record of Andy Avalos never having a bad defense except one time in like the last 7 or 8 years, wherever he's been. So again, does that show up on Saturday? I mean, they could give up 35 points, or 38 points to Washington and still by the end of the year be a dang good defense. I mean, they're facing an offense that not many in the country are going to slow down. I mean, I'm not expecting them to hold Washington to 17 points or something. I mean, if Boise State's going to win this game, it's going to be 35-31, 38-34, 42-39. I mean, it's going to be a higher score. I don't think Boise State has any chance of winning a low-scoring game. Just my opinion. I think if Boise State wins this game, it's going to have to be a higher scoring game. I think Boise State's offense is going to have to score some points in this game. But again, that doesn't mean I'm necessarily down on the defense. I just think they're facing one of the better offenses that Boise State has faced in a long, long time.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, this is an offense that, had its way with some of the best corners, the best safeties, the best defensive coordinators in the Pac-12. And now they've got a year to scheme against Boise State against a lot of guys in the secondary who haven't started very much. I mean, there's no like 4-year starter, on Boise State's secondary right now. There are a lot of guys who either they haven't played a lot, they've been injured, or those are the two, I guess. Haven't played a lot or injured. Even a guy like Markel Reed been injured a bunch. He's old, but he hasn't played. So yeah, can Michael Penix just carve them up? I mean, he's been watching film on these guys. He probably is licking at his lips, looking at the how many games Jalen Clark's played. I guarantee it. I bet he's looking. Oh, Markel Reed hasn't played in a year. Awesome. Yep. I can't wait to go after him. And
they're
going to attack these guys.
He's watching film of J.L. Skinner going, well, I don't have to worry about that guy. Oh, that's a nice play by Tyreek Jones. I don't have to worry about that guy either. Scott Matlock in the backfield every play. Nope, don't have to worry about him. So it is an interesting dynamic from that standpoint. Certainly do want to throw a shout out to the Blue and Orange store. If you're looking to buy some new gear, by the way, you're supposed to wear orange. If you're going to the game on Saturday in Seattle, Boise State is asking you to wear orange. And the blueandorange.com has all your Boise State gear. Head on over there today or tomorrow before you head out of town. The Boise Town Square Mall. Let them know, too, that you are purchasing from them because you heard them talking about it on BNN. They're a big-time supporter of ours. I've mentioned in the past how they upped their sponsorship deal to help us get Mike Prater on board as a columnist. So please support the Blue and Orange store. Go buy your Boise State gear from them. And if you're not in the Boise area, you can go to the blueandorangestore.com, and they're offering free shipping on any order over $40. If you need a new job, I recommend Transportation Compliance Service. Get into the trucking industry. They can help you with the permits and things you need every step of the way. Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out, transcomservice.com. If you need a dentist, Boise Dentistry Co. Check them out, boisedentistryco.com. 5 locations across the Treasure Valley. Dr. Meinert and his staff make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist for the whole family. Check them out at boisedentistryco.com. United Commercial Insurance, I was dealing, they've got a big staff, but was working with their owner directly yesterday on our workers' comp insurance. We got Jordan on board. We got to have way more insurance for libel and slander and all this stuff because you never know what Jordan's going to put out there. So we are upping our insurance at BNN. And they've been helping us out at United Commercial Insurance. We're a happy client of theirs. 229-8222. They write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. So if you're a business owner or you handle the insurance, check them out at unitedcommercialinsurance.com. Ridley's Family Markets, 13 locations in the state of Idaho. They've got some in Utah and Wyoming and surrounding states. So check them out, shopridleys.com to find a location near you, and go download the Ridley's app to get some exclusive savings up to 40% off using the app in the Ridley store. And of course, our friends at Taco Bell, we're very appreciative of them. They bring us all of our interviews and things, and looking forward to getting out there at Taco Bell to have a live broadcast there at the revamped store, the remodeled store on Broadway, which should be done in time, hopefully, for the UCF game. Get more information about what they're doing for the Boise State student athletes at TacoBellWorks.com. We appreciate SON Management, the Nicolason family. I think it's 19 freestanding Taco Bell stores that they own and operate from Burley all the way over to Ontario and everywhere in between. So check out Taco Bell. We really appreciate their support. And I could go for a couple tacos right now, definitely. So they got breakfast going. May have to stop there. I guess it's too late for breakfast, 10:15. I don't know what time they stop. I got to look into that. But Taco Bell, they support the Boise State student athletes, and they'll help you out. Check them out, TacoBellWorks.com. And of course, our friend Matt Bauscher, I know he's a basketball guy, but he's excited for football season as well. Check him out. Number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com. Check him out, 243-8222. Our friends at Matt Bauscher Real Estate, part of the Amherst Madison Real Estate Advisors. Hey, if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, please switch over to the YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. Click subscribe and then turn on your notifications. So if we start at a random 9:45 time like today, you'll still be able to know when we go live. That's the easiest way, is youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. And we have our app as well. I know a lot of folks are enjoying that. Make sure you download our app in the App Store or Google Play. And all of our broadcasts, all of our shows, all of our stories right there in the Bronco Nation News app. So if you have a smartphone, go download the Bronco Nation News app. Jordan, any final words? We'll be talking to you, as I said, on the pregame show. We'll get you on from the field, signal permitting. You can help stream some of the warm-ups from your phone for us. We'll get a quick update of what's going on down there on the field. This will be your first football game working with BNN. So we're looking forward to that. Just your final thoughts before as we inch closer to game day here.
My final thoughts is that, I think it's very easy sometimes to criticize a schedule, to criticize Jeremiah Dickey or whatever for, man, I can't believe you scheduled this game or that game. And, I've heard Johnny talk about it. Hey, I want to play Cupcake U the first week. I don't want my team to have to go face its toughest test. But man, I'll disagree on the fan point. Like, this has been so awesome for this last month. If you're a fan, if you're in the media, if you're someone who likes Boise State, of having a full month, held this whole offseason, to be like, yeah, we've got Washington week 1. And I remember it. I mean, I can't speak of Boise State in the 2010s or anything, but like ASU played like Texas A&M one year. I spent months, looking at Texas A&M's roster. And
you're not doing that for Southern Utah going into tonight?
No, and I couldn't care less. And so, I was thinking about that. Of like, yeah, man, like, wow, ASU got killed. But I still remember I was so invested. I was so excited. And I think we maybe have to take that into account of when teams, maybe this is good. Even if Boise State loses, hey, maybe this is good. Fans are interested. Fans are excited. And they're excited because Boise State has a test week 1. They have one of the best teams in the country. They have a chance to add on to their brand as the underdog, the giant slayer. So this is great. I mean, regardless of what happens, enjoy it. Enjoy Thursday, enjoy Friday, enjoy Saturday at tailgates if you're there, enjoy your watch party. Just take it all in, because I think this is, when you're playing, Southern Utah or something the next year, you're going to say, dang, this isn't as fun. So this is my final thought.
Jordan says, is there any over-under on the times Jordan is going to get told next question from Coach Av this year? We're hoping you're at 0 right now, right?
I'm at 0.
Yeah, and even if you get a no comment, I think it's going to be a little more nicely phrased. Hopefully, we'll see. But I think it's a new year for everybody. I think we're off on the right foot, and hopefully we can avoid that Tequila Gus, speaking of libel, will there be any disciplinary actions against Johnny for prematurely announcing the BNN network last night? Suspensions, fines, etc. Yeah, John Mallory's been all over me the last couple of months wanting me to start Vandal Nation News. He thinks there's a big market for it. I have yet to secure the sponsor needed to make that happen, but if there's enough Vandal fans out there watching Bronco Nation News, we'll see if we can start up a secondary channel. We'll see. I have, I think this could work in some other Mountain West markets or some other markets around the country, but I'm not sure Vandal Nation News would be my next one to launch. But who knows? We'll see. SUU will crush A&M. No, they're playing
ASU.
Southern Utah is playing Arizona State tonight, but
Southern Utah they're looking rough.
Vlad actually agrees with Jordan 100% there. Perry says Vandal Nation News, Reservation Blues. Oh, man. Well, I got to get down to Boise State. Jeremiah Dickey is going to be speaking with the media. Not expecting any kind of big announcements or anything, just kind of a general media availability. But I will, of course, ask about conference realignment and what's going on there. We'll see what he says. But Jay Finch, the great father of our intern, Jaden Finch, says, don't waste your time on VNN. I'm not planning on it anytime soon right now, unless we get a mega sponsor to step up that wants to make it happen. So don't worry. No worries. There's no immediate plans for Vandal Nation News. But Jeremiah Dickey going to talk at 11. And then we got, I think, Taylon Green is on the player list for today. Some other players as well. And so we're going to have a lot of exclusive stuff coming up on the pregame show on Saturday. They're giving us some one-on-one interviews with some of these coaches and players. And so I've had the opportunity, and I will again today. I think I'm getting Herbert Gums one-on-one, some other guys. So we're going to have some exclusive interviews for you. Again, noon on Saturday is the pregame show, Mountain Time, 11 o'clock Pacific. Make sure you have your smart TV fired up with the YouTube channel, have your cold beverage, have your wings, your pizza, whatever you're going to get your party started with us around noon on Saturday with the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show live from Husky Stadium. Jordan and I will talk to you then. I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm not sure on the time yet with Jay Tust. We're working that out because Andy Avalos is doing this new thing where he talks on Fridays. That's at 9:30. My flight is at about noon, so I got to figure that out as well. So we'll at some point tomorrow, hopefully Jay Tust and I will get a chance and check social media, check the broadcast. We will try to figure that out. So, Jordan, appreciate you, man. Good luck today talking to Jalen Clark's mom. Looking forward to reading that story. Hopefully, folks will go back and read your story from today that's just been posted recently that we talked about earlier in the show, the film study with the coaches, a very cool story, and hopefully you guys will check that out. So we're inching closer, folks. We can't wait. We're excited. We'll have you covered throughout the next 48 hours with all kinds of articles, YouTube videos, content, interviews, all kinds of stuff to get you set for kickoff. So looking forward to that. But again, make plans now. Noon Saturday Mountain Time, noon to 1 ahead of the 1:30 kickoff. We'll be live from Husky Stadium with the pregame show. So Jordan, we'll talk to you soon, man. Everybody else, appreciate you guys. Have a great day. And we'll talk to you a little bit later. Bronco Nation News Live, bronconationnews.com.